Kenya has just said goodbye to one of its biggest political giants, Raila Amolo Odinga. But behind the fiery speeches, the rallies, and that unshakable fight for democracy was a man who quietly built an empire worth over 2 billion shillings. Today on Alvan Global, we're going inside the hidden business world of the former Prime Minister. The homes, the farms, the companies, and the story of how a young university lecturer turned himself into a billionaire. Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover might just surprise you. Before the helicopters, before the convoys, before the headlines, Raila was just a university lecturer earning 2,000 shillings a month. But then came a bold move that changed his life forever. When Indian technicians fled Uganda during Idi Amin's rule, they left behind industrial equipment. Young Raila saw an opportunity no one else did. He sold his own German car, yes, sold his car, to buy that equipment. And that's how East Africa's Spectre was born, the first big spark in his journey to wealth. From there, he wasn't just talking politics, he was building Kenya's future industries. Started in 1971, East Africa Spectre was first making windows and steel doors, but with time, it evolved into one of Kenya's leading LPG cylinder manufacturers. Imagine that! While Raila was fighting for democracy on the streets, his company was powering homes with clean energy. And that dual life, the politician versus the businessman, is what made him one of Kenya's most fascinating figures. He built influence both in the boardroom and on the ballot box. Now let's talk about B Energy, the Odinga family's modern-day fuel empire. Raila's children, Raila Jr., Rosemary, Winnie, and the rest, each own shares through their company, Pan-African Petroleum. Together, they control about 35% of B Energy, a big player in Kenya's fuel distribution network. This wasn't just wealth for one man. It was legacy planning, a way to pass down the entrepreneurial spirit that started decades earlier. And yes, behind the scenes, Mama Ida Odinga is right there, a co-owner through Kango Enterprises. This is family business on a continental scale. Now let's talk homes, and trust me, these are not just houses. Up on Riat Hills in Kisumu stands a mansion so grand locals called it Raila's State House. 10 bedrooms, jacuzzis, a helipad, and views that stretch across Lake Victoria. Then there's Opoda Farm, a peaceful countryside retreat where Raila hosted delegations, tended livestock, and reflected away from politics. In Nairobi's Karen, he owned a 300 million shillings mansion, elegant, modern, and symbolic of his stature. And in Mombasa's Nyali, a coastal getaway painted in Egyptian blue and white, a true paradise by the sea. Each home told a story, not just of luxury, but of resilience, taste, and vision. Of course, you can't talk about Raila without talking about the choppers and convoys. Like many Kenyan political heavyweights, he moved across the country by air, owning a personal helicopter and a fleet of high-end Toyota Land Cruisers. But remember, these weren't just symbols of power, they were tools of movement for a man who campaigned in every corner of Kenya. Even in his later years, he remained unstoppable, always in motion, always in mission. On October 15, 2025, Raila Odinga passed away in Kerala, India, after a short illness. The nation paused. Leaders from around the world sent tributes. But in those quiet moments, his son Raila Jr. posted a video, of his father singing a Swahili version of Jamaica Farewell, a hauntingly beautiful farewell from a man who had given his life to his people. Behind the politics and the power was a father, a husband, a dreamer, and a builder of Kenya's future. So, what does Raila Odinga's story teach us? That wealth isn't just about billions, it's about vision. From a modest salary to a multi-billion shillings empire, Raila proved that persistence, education, and courage can build not only nations, but legacies that live far beyond us. Rest well, Baba. And to you watching, what part of Raila's business story surprised you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful African stories right here on Alvan Global.